Hey, what up, everybody? This is Eric with Mind Melt Podcast. Just wanted to do a quick intro. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the Congo and Justin Wren and his Fight for the Forgotten project. But I just wanted to do a quick commercial, basically. This isn't a commercial for him. This is not in any way, he doesn't endorse me, doesn't sponsor me or anything like that. But I just wanted to let you know, if you don't want to listen to any more about this podcast, just listen to this, 3 minutes right here. Go to Justin Wren's Fight for the Forgotten. It's fightfortheforgotten.org. Donate some money, $5. He has a donor right now that will actually match dollar for dollar. That's extremely generous. What I like about Justin's, what I like about his nonprofit is that they don't just throw money at the problem. They actually go over there, they dig the wells, they do, nonstop humanitarian efforts, but it's really putting the power in the people's hands. It's not just, throwing money at the problem and then just leaving. I mean, these guys are constantly over there helping the people grow, trying to learn from them as well as teach them. It's a wonderful organization. Please go to their website. Once again, that's fightfortheforgotten.org. Another way that you can help is downloading the Cash app and then enter in the code word Joe Rogan, all one word. And $5 will go to you, and $5 will go to Justin Wren's Fight for the Forgotten. The $5 that goes to you, I suggest you send to Justin Wren as well. Why not, right? It takes 5 minutes. Just fucking do it. 5 minutes, download the app, you get $5, send $5 to Fight for the Forgotten. Thank you so much, and I hope that you enjoy this rant for the next 30 minutes. All right, later. Hey friends, how's it going? This is Eric with the Mind Melt Podcast, and today is August 20th. So I'm just going to do a little intro. August 20th is going to be about the Congo and Justin Wren's Fight for the Forgotten. For those of you that have listened to this podcast before, you've probably heard me rant a little bit about the injustices that Africa is getting. You've also probably heard me talk about, how eventually I'd like to go over there and volunteer my time somehow. I just don't know how to do it. So, I have been feeling really good lately. I've been eating really well. I've been, exercising really well continuously. Things are good at work, and my relationship with my wife, Kendra, who's on the podcast, is really good. Like, everything's been really good. And then yesterday, I was looking up some science news, and I'm reading this article about how the UN just found out, or I don't know if they just found out, but the UN just released news that 2 billion people don't have access to clean water in this world. 2 billion. There's only like 7.5 billion people, so that's over a quarter of the people on this fucking planet don't have access to clean water. And this is just, it's insanity to me, because we just don't realize how good we have it. I don't realize how good I have it at times. The Congo has always been something that's been extremely near to my heart. I have gone into these obsessive compulsive research sessions and, blog reading and foundation reading and NGO reading, things where every 2 months I find some article pertaining to the Congo, because I'm always, I have alerts set for presidential news, government news, big news, war news, whatever. And so something will hit the button on me and it'll put me into Eric Congo crazy land, where I just obsessively look into stuff and research statistics and, drive myself mad. And then I like walk through my normal life and I realize how fucking ridiculous everything is, Walk down the street and I hear people yelling at their kids, and the kids are upset because they can't have a Frosty or whatever, Like, I mean, I literally hear people, I'll be like, you look dehydrated, drink some water. And they say, oh, water tastes like shit, I'll take a Coke. Water tastes like shit. Yeah, it's insane. And so I have wanted to go to the Congo and do something over there. I have always wanted to go to Africa and volunteer somehow, but the Congo especially. About 4 years ago, I read the statistic on the Congo about, 1,200 women get raped there annually. Or I'm sorry, annually, per day. 1,200 women per day get raped. It is a huge form of, military control. They use it as a form of power against the people. And it is disgusting, okay? So I heard about that. And rape is something that, for whatever reason, I have always just had a really hard time with. So when I found out these statistics on how many women were raped there every day, I mean, I just became obsessed. I wanted to go there. I wanted to fight for the women, kill these fucking militiamen, take Joseph Kabila's head off. Like, it sounds so bad, but that's just the truth. I just look at this country. It's the most mineral dense country there is. 80% of the world's coltan, or whatever it's called for cell phones, is there, and yet they're still the most impoverished. And I don't understand why. And then you look at our country and you look at, these corporations and the amount of, sorry, I'm just trying to think of how to word it. Like, we are so, nobody here wants to pay $5,000 for a cell phone. And in order to make a cell phone, you need coltan. And so, these companies have mining operations, and then the people are enslaved to mine for them. And, things have gotten a little bit better in recent years. I believe Donald Trump just rolled back the laws protecting, like they're in Obama administration, they made a rule that you had to say whether or not your product had conflict minerals and came from a conflict zone. So that helped a little bit, but I think Trump did roll that back. So anyways, I'm getting off track. The Congo, really big deal to me, and I haven't known how I can help do something with it until now. I have a platform now, and it's not a big platform, but it's a platform nonetheless. And so today I want to just talk about someone who is a personal hero to me. His name's Justin Wren, and he is an ex-MMA fighter who in 2011 went over to the Congo and just fell in love with the Pygmies. And the Pygmies are kind of like the indigenous people of the Congo. But you go over there and then you start to realize these people are living, worse than anybody's worst nightmare. I mean, they don't have access to clean water. They don't have food. They don't have shelter sometimes. And then they also have to deal with the militia coming. And there's slave traders, owners. They treat these people like animals. This is just, it's a big deal. And so Justin went over there, started an organization called Fight for the Forgotten, and they dig wells for the pygmies in the Congo. And I'm just blown away. I actually didn't really know much about him until today. And the reason I found out about him was because I mean, I've heard Joe Rogan talk about him on his podcast, and I'd never listened to any of the podcasts with Justin Wren, but I yesterday was listening to or reading an article about water, and the 2 billion people don't have access to it. And I just started to search around, and I came across his information, and then I remember that Joe Rogan has said stuff about him, and I was like, wait, this is the guy from Joe Rogan. So I went and I listened to every podcast with Justin Wren, and I just fell in love with the mission, like I fell in love with what he's doing. I think that it's amazing. And I want to support. So this is what I'm going to start doing. I tried to ask him permission, but he didn't give it to me. So I'm just going to do it anyways. But I'm just going to make a little commercial at the beginning of every single episode, just talking about Fight for the Forgotten and how you can donate. I don't have any sponsors. I don't have, any form of income or anything like that for the podcast. And this certainly isn't a sponsorship or anything. This is just something I want to do to try to contribute. So for now, if you are curious on what I'm talking about or who Justin Wren is, go to fightfortheforgotten.org. And just check it out. There's a lot of information about him and a lot of information about what they do over there. There's videos, if you don't like to read. And check him out. Check out his organization. Then also, there's another organization that he's a part of called Water For, and it's water and then the number 4, and it's not spelled out. It's actually the actual number itself. Water4.org. And they sell t-shirts on there. So go get a t-shirt. Start spreading the word that way. But just so you guys know, I mean, the problem in the Congo is it's a really big problem. Okay. Since 98, 5.4 million people have died due to conflict minerals. The war over conflict minerals and the conflicts that come from that. That is insane. 5.4 million? That's like huge numbers. I don't know. I think it's bigger than Vietnam, 9/11. I mean, it's bigger than all of those conflicts. It's like the biggest conflict since World War II. And not only that, but 50% of the people that die over there are children. They're kids under 5. So, I'm just trying to find the words here. It's like we don't realize how good we have it. And we're so lucky that we're just happen to be born here. It was just random. You didn't choose where you were born, but you were born here or wherever you're born. If you're listening to this, you're born somewhere better than that. So we didn't choose this. We're not special. And in order for us to have a sustainable future for this globe, we need to think globally. We need to think about our brothers and sisters in these third world countries that don't have access to water. Water is so much more than just drinking. I mean, drinking is obviously first important, right? But in these countries that don't have clean drinking water, they get parasites and they die. So, but then on top of that, you have to take into consideration that, you cook, you clean, you bathe, you wash your dishes, you do all of that shit in water. And if you don't have access to clean water, you're fucked on all of those fronts. So, just be mindful of how lucky you have it. Because right now, there's someone over there that has a stomach full of parasites, blood full of parasites, and they didn't choose that, they're just unlucky. They got the shitty end of the stick and you got the good end of the stick. And I mean, I look at myself and I'm thinking, man, up until last month I was sick, but realistically I chose to be sick. I chose to eat poorly. I chose to not take my health in my own hands. But I had the option to do that at any time. I could have gone to the store, bought organic, bought whatever, non-processed food. I could just do that. I have a job where I make a decent amount of money. I can just go to the store and do that if I want to. I mean, these people don't even know what a fucking store is. To them, the only way of eating is to hopefully kill, something in the jungle. And, the only drink that they have is poisoned water. And by poisoned, I'm just talking about parasites and things, not literal poison, but I'm sure they have literal poison as well in their water. So what can you do to help? Well, the first thing that you can do is download the Cash App, which I'm not sponsored by the way, but the first thing you can do, like right now, you can do this right now. Download the Cash App, enter in the code word Joe Rogan, all one word, and $5 will go to you. So you get $5 for doing this. Take 5 fucking minutes, make $5, and then $5 will go to Justin and Wren's Fight for the Forgotten. So all you have to do is download it and enter in the code word Joe Rogan. And like I said, unfortunately, I don't have a code word like that. I hope that this isn't stepping on any toes or anything like that. I can't imagine that it is. But Joe Rogan has, he has that code word through the Cash App. They donate $5 to the Fight for the Forgotten Foundation, and you get $5 as well. So it's a win-win. You help somebody and you get $5. You can go buy yourself a fucking Mountain Dew or whatever nonsense that you want to drink. So the other thing that you can do is go on to Justin Wren's website. It's fightfortheforgotten.org. And right now through September 30th, he has a donor that's willing to match every dollar that you donate. That's amazing. I mean, I don't know how he's come across these people. I'm so happy that he did. And I hope that you can find it in your heart, just $10, $20, whatever you can afford. That's going to be a huge deal. I mean, because think, if you can donate $100, that's $200, and if 10 people do that, that can turn into $2,000 in 10 minutes. I mean, like there's that old saying, if you don't think you're big enough to make a difference, I think it's like, try being alone in a room with a mosquito. It's crazy what one person can do. And up until this point, I felt extremely helpless and hopeless with this. I want to do something so bad, I just don't know where to start. And it's, it puts me in these moods where everybody that walks up to me, I'm just like, fuck, dude. I don't know. I feel like I don't even know how to socialize when I'm in these moods, because I don't feel like anything that's going on around me is important. I feel like everything is just meaningless. I feel like somebody's like telling me about how their day is or something, and I just want to scream, because we just take it for granted, and I don't want to take it for granted anymore. And I hope that all of this rambling and ranting will just make you reflect on, how lucky you have it. No matter what, if you're listening to this, you have it lucky. We all have it lucky, and even in the people in the Congo have it lucky. Being able to exist at all is something that we're so fortunate to experience. And unfortunately for some, the life experience is violent and abused, and they don't have the chance to, listen to music or enjoy a movie. It's just constant survival. That's all it is, survival. If you were to try to talk to them about, your cell phone issues and how Verizon's not fast enough for you or something like that, all they'd be able to say is like, I need to go find a mouse to eat or something. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like I think that, everybody's evil and, you're not doing anything, because I understand that these problems go unnoticed. It's like I don't notice it for months at a time, and then, like I said, my world gets immersed into it. But this is something that is, it's real. It's happening. 30 million slaves over there, 20 million in Africa. It's real, and we can do this. We can make a fucking difference. I know we can. We just have to think about it, and we have to talk about it, and we have to bring the awareness into it and think about what we're spending our money on, and be mindful of shit that we have, and not be wasteful, and try to eat healthy and do good for yourself, because when you feel good, you want to do good. When you feel good, you want to help other people feel good, So take care of yourself, but also let's take care of our friends. Let's take care of our brothers and sisters overseas. Let's realize that life is too short to be caught up in bullshit, and we need to make a difference. All right. We only have one shot at this. And, you can do it. I can do it. We can all do it. I'm so glad that I recorded this, because I've just had a terrible day thinking about this all day. Just a terrible day. So before I close it down, I'm just going to say a few more things, statistics. And this is like my third attempt at recording this. So if I repeat something, I'm sorry. I just wanted to go over some of the craziness, the stats over there. So since 1998, 5.4 million people have died due to conflict in the Congo. 80% of coltan is in the Congo, and that is the part that makes cell phones work. So that's, obviously highly sought after. Less than 10% of people in the Congo have access to power. 10%. The Congo is one of the most resource-rich countries in the world, yet one of the poorest. There's nearly 2 billion people worldwide without water right now, without clean water, access to clean water. And that's over a quarter of the world's population. So that's crazy. But here's what's even crazier. 75% of the Congo lacks safe water. So 3/4 of the Congo doesn't have access to clean water. So that's 3 times higher than the world average. The child mortality rate in the Congo is the highest in the world. Over 2 million children are sick with diarrhea. And these people don't have food, like we have food, okay? They can't just go to the store and get food. And if they could, they wouldn't be able to absorb any nutrition because they have diarrhea. And it's just going straight through. Their body isn't getting any nutrition. What little nutrition they might get is going to the parasites. So, yeah. Children are dying in huge numbers, and 45,000 deaths per month over there, and 50% of those deaths are children. So, like I said, if you want to do something, please check out Justin Wren's website. It's fightfortheforgotten.org. He's, like I said, he's donating 50% to charity, or Jesus Christ, there's someone who's matching dollar for dollar right now. So if you can just, $5, whatever you can do, $5, $10, whatever you can do, try to, do a little bit. Just maybe set it up so that you can send him money once a month. If that means canceling one of your social accounts like Netflix or Hulu or whatever, like cancel one of those and just send $10 to him a month. That's $120 a year. If there's 1,000 people that do that, that's $120,000 a year. So, don't underestimate yourself and what a little amount of money can do to help an organization like this. So I appreciate everybody for listening to this podcast. I really hope that this brought a little bit of insight. I'm sorry if I just rambled for like an hour or whatever it is, but I don't know. I just it's been on my mind all day. So thanks for listening, and hit me up with an email, mindmeltpodcast@gmail.com, if you want links to any of this. And just check out Justin Wren. Follow him on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that shit. All right. Thanks. Bye.